Really stunning results today. Jammu, Kashmir, and Haryana, both of them have gone really what was not expected. And I'm not sure how to read them on a macro level, but micro level, Haryana has surprised, and Jammu Kashmir has gone pretty much the way it went last time, with some differences here and there. Now the point is that BJP must be really relieved, and this channel is clear in its support for BJP. I don't shy away from saying that. So everyone in the BJP, I think, including the leader of the pack, Nayab Singh Saini, the caretaker uh, chief minister, has actually sprung a surprise which will take some time to gulp down. This is something very similar to what happened in Chhattisgarh last year. And this was expected as a election which Congress will just walk across and get through a big majority, and BJP will get something very, very less. Honestly, people thought even the exit polls, opinion polls were giving BJP 20, 25, and they've ended doubling that to 50. Now, what are the key facts that we ought to remember? Now, the first thing is I think both Haryana and Chhattisgarh have one thing in common, that the BJP supporter, the BJP leadership, was not very confident in both these cases. They were expecting to be, let's say, defeated, expected to not do too well. In my understanding, they went about their work quietly. In Jammu Kashmir as well, we'll come back to Haryana. In Jammu Kashmir as well, I think it has been a bit of a surprise from BJP because they've done reasonably well in Jammu. They've hung on to pretty much every seat they could have hung on to, though Congress has managed to win a few. But this has given enough seats to for BJP to look at forming a government with, you know, getting all the independents and all the other smaller parties, including PDP, on board. That might not happen immediately, but it will happen at some point of time. This is Samit, and welcome to Talks on Ground. So, as I was discussing Haryana earlier, Haryana is a very interesting case. Now, remember, for 2 years, Congress, or more than that, 3 years, Congress has been running this protest business in Haryana, and Khattar was not really performing to the level that was expected, at least perceptibly. Some people say he was doing very well. Some people say no, he was not doing too well. So, anyway, so the point is, in March this year, BJP made a changeover from Khattar to Nayab Singh Saini. A lot of people, including me, I thought that Sainis don't form a very big vote share for or a proportion of the votes in Haryana. So it's a move which might backfire. Nayab Singh hasn't done anything sterling in this last 6 months, but he had done enough. And remember, since June 4, 2024, since those surprising results in Lok Sabha 2024 elections, BJP has been working very quietly on its pace. So even in UP or Assam or other states, the chief ministers have been very clear in their direction, and that's a very clear pro Hindutva stand. While the central government has been more ambivalent, and now it's kind of clear that that's a strategy, and it seems to have worked. It's worked in Jammu as well, because remember there was a party called Ekam Sanatan, though it floundered at the Lok Sabha polls, but it was a irritant, and it was a Jammu-based party to start with, and its leader, the advocate, I forget his name, he has joined BJP, I think, just 20 days back, during the just before the election, or just after the first phase, or something like that. I could be wrong. So the point is that BJP has been slowly making these micro moves, if I may call them, and they seem to have paid off in a micro. After all, if you look at the vote shares, BJP and Congress are very neck to neck in Haryana. And but this is better than what BJP did in 2019. So that's commendable to say the least, because it's come after a 10-year incumbency and with two chief ministers, with protests that went on and on with that wrestling thing. Vinesh Fogart has won. I'm not going to go into those details because you know what I'm talking about. So the thing is that what do you draw from this? What do you draw from the Haryana election? What are the lessons? And what are the lessons for Congress? If I look at the Congress side, it's clear that every decision was made by a gentleman called Bhupinder Singh Hooda and his son Dipinder Singh Hooda. And they were really banking on the anti-incumbency and the protests that were fueled and the all the angst they had generated at the grassroots level. And to an extent, it has paid off. Their vote share has really rocketed. So have their seats. I mean, not rocketed, but increased. But it was not enough. And what they did not fathom is that they couldn't have a tie-up. They didn't have a tie-up with AAP. They didn't have a tie-up with JJP. They didn't have a tie-up with INLD. And I think they were not. They were very conscious not to divide the Jat votes. And they thought the formula of Jat plus Dalit will get them across the line. But for the third time, they have failed. And I'm sure this formula is dead now. The other thing is that for Rahul Gandhi, this is a blow. And it's a blow that is really not of his own making, but it's a blow nevertheless, because Huda didn't give much leeway for the Gandhis in terms of ticket distribution. Rahul Gandhi didn't campaign much in Haryana, and everything was controlled by Huda, even when Kumari Shelja was not too happy. Now, despite all of this, there's a clear failure that Huda has come up with, and he's going to pay a price. I think his politics is done. He won't leave so easily, and he won't leave right now, but he will leave. He's not going to survive this because this was their best chance. BJP, in some ways, was in disarray after the Lok Sabha elections. BJP had a change of leadership. There were many issues that were going on that could have hurt BJP. So this is really about booth management, about party management, about the consistent grunt work done at the ground. And I think this is a lesson that BJP has to learn from Haryana, that, do your work quietly, do a lot of different things for different constituencies, and focus on bringing them out on the voting day. That's it. And I think this has worked for BJP. Coming to Jammu Kashmir, it's a much more complicated picture. There's a geopolitical angle, there is a security angle, there is a angle of Kashmir versus Jammu here. There's a Hindu-Muslim angle. So that's a more complicated picture. But at the same time, one has to say that there is a decent performance by BJP, getting 29 odd. And remember, five more will be added as nominated members. However much Omar Abdullah shouts, but those will be nominated by the LG, who is nominated by Narendra Modi and who is a BJP he's a BJP person. So 29 plus 5 is 34, plus 3 or 4 independents from Jammu, so that's 37. And you add PDP there, you're right over 40. And you know, Congress has just 5 members and they could be ripe for uh, a defection. I won't be surprised, not right now, but maybe in 6 months or 1 year time, all of those 5 members go over to the BJP side. And that's what Rahul Gandhi will be scared of, and that's what Omar Abdullah will be scared of. So, all of those 5 people for the next 5 years are going to be ministers, whether they are in the Omar Abdullah led cabinet or in some BJP leader led government. So, the most profitable election in this round in Jammu Kashmir has been for those 5 gentlemen from JNK and from the independents as well. The same goes for them. Though they're not so needed in the Umar Abdullah scheme of things right now, but they will want to have them anyways. The number of independents that have won for in Kashmir is not the number that was expected. National Conference has got more seats than expected. So I think Abdullah should be very happy. While PDP has failed, and Mufti Saeed's daughter, Mehbooba Mufti Saeed's daughter, Ittija, whatever. Uh, uh, I'm sorry, I don't know her name properly. She has lost and she has conceded. So they also might be ripe for joining lock, stock, and barrel the BJP. Not the party, but the three MLAs who have won. So, all in all, if we have to look at the Kashmir situation, the good thing for BJP is it's still in the game. If not right now, then 6 months, 1 year down the line. In Haryana, for 5 years, it's done. And with the one day, one election thing coming up, possibly definitely by 2029, and the women reservation for in the Lok Sabha and state legislatures, it comes in 2029. So I think the way politics will be played 2, 3 years down the line will be very different. And Congress will find it very difficult to come back in Haryana. It's showing in Kashmir is not great. So definitely it's 2-0 BJP October 8, 2024 compared to June 4, 2024 when it was 1.5 is to 0.5 BJP versus Congress. So this is a good day for BJP and hope if you've enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, share it with your friends. Thank you very much. Good night.